Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on my channel. We're watching another speed building video. I've built this family home, American styled, a little bit like a country home I guess, or a farmer home if you want, if you please. So here I'm just working on the layout of the house, which I tend to do. I start with the layout and the floor plan, and then I just figure it out whilst building the rest of the house. So I am working on the roof a little bit and adding some details, figuring out what to do with it. Then I did go for these low roofs, but I do change that in a little time because it wasn't really working for me. So at this point I looked at it and I was like, no, that is not the look I'm going for. It was definitely not working out the way I had it in my head. And that already looked a little bit better, and adding a little bit more detail definitely made it pop more. We're almost finishing up the exterior or the layout of the house. Just adding some roof trims and deciding on the color of the color scheme of the house. So I went with a wood basic structure and then some brick details. And very basic white and these are light reddish bricks, or pinkish in a way, and then this pinkish reddish roof. Now adding some windows. Went for a blue color scheme overall, which works pretty nicely with the windows of cats and dogs. These windows and doors do give a very farm-like or cottage-like feel, in my opinion at least. These big windows. And then some fencing, just to finish off the look. So the exterior is finished now, or almost at least. We should be getting there, I think. Oh yes, I'm gonna I'm gonna build a patio area. Maybe not yet. And here I am figuring out the layout. A spacious hallway. And then 3 bedrooms. One bedroom has a really tiny window, but I really wanted to have 3 bedrooms and an ensuite bathroom as well. Because a house this size definitely needs 2 bathrooms. Oh, here I'm building that patio. And just figuring out where I should put all the columns. And then adding this nice chimney from Cats and Dogs. And working on these planter boxes by the windows. Just a nice little detail. It's these nice little details that do finish off the look usually. And here I was figuring out where to put that little gate, but I couldn't make up my mind, so I decided to enclose the whole garden area and house with these fences. Surprisingly, I'm already working on the exterior of the house. Usually I start furnishing first and then I finish off the exterior later on. I've built this house a while back, so I'm not 100% sure how it goes. Just adding some nice flowers, bushes and plants. And some rose bushes at the entrance. Oh, I deleted them apparently. And here I'm trying to use these beautiful new trees. Well, they're not new anymore because the pack has been out for quite some time now. But these beautiful trees from Cats and Dogs. Landscaping on a garden stays quite simple, quite basic, but it works. It's nothing too special, but it doesn't always have to be extravagant. Adding some more trees to fill up the empty spaces on the lot. And just using some terrain paint. But I think I overdid it here, so I'm adjusting it a little bit so it looks more realistic in a way, as realistic as The Sims gets anyway. Just adding some lights so I know what I'm doing. I can see what I'm doing. I really wanted to use these gorgeous big fireplaces, but it didn't really work with the furniture I was putting down, so I delete that fireplace and I used a smaller one in the living room area, because I don't think they would be able to sit down with that fireplace there. Which is a shame, because I would have liked to use it. But that's the name of the game. And here I'm trying to figure out the color scheme of the main house. Going for a green look in the dining room, and then the living room will be a bluish look. And just putting down some objects, lamps, flowers, clutter objects. Paintings. Just used move objects on to lift up that that flower vase, and then using more move objects to adjust them, move them around. And here I couldn't really decide which sofas to use. It wasn't really working, that fireplace. It did fit there, but the overall look wasn't what I was going for, I guess. And here I'm scaling down some of the curtains so I can use these curtains all over the place. And I also did the same with the rug. It's a big rug, but it works nice with the color scheme of the room, so I wanted to use that rug. I'm putting down a bookcase so they can read. Just adding some skill building objects as well. So if your sim wants to, they can play the guitar or build up their painting skill. And then just furnishing, putting down some lights and some decorative objects like plants and other things. In a moment I'll be using my move objects skill to the max, because I thought the fireplace looked a bit empty, so I'm putting down these swords and shield. And it works quite nicely in my opinion. It worked out pretty well. And then I had a hard time figuring out what color scheme to use in the kitchen. The yellow wasn't really doing it for me. It was too, I don't know, bleak. So I went with a more colorful option in the end. You'll see me change the cabinets and the wall color in a bit. So here I was trying the green cabinets, but that also didn't work for me. And then I was like, well, you know what? I want to use this red fridge and this red stove. I think they look very beautiful. So yeah, that's what I did. So I had to change the colors of the wall as well into red and white. And then adding a little breakfast table, a breakfast nook. And I definitely didn't forget the bin. And here I was looking for some curtains, but then I decided to scale down these red blinds, which works pretty well actually. I'm just playing around with the layout of the kitchen. And then adding some clutter objects to make it appear more lifelike and realistic. And just adding more details to the overall look of the kitchen. And I think it works quite well. It's a bold move to go for a red kitchen and red walls. I hope it doesn't look too tacky. I'm just trying to find some paintings, and excuse me, that match. I'm recording this speed build quite late, so I'm getting really tired, and I have a long day ahead of me tomorrow because I'll be going to Australia for nearly 4 weeks. By the time this video gets released, I'll probably, I might be on my way back home. So yeah, it's really exciting. I've never been to Australia. I've never done a long distance flight. I live in Belgium, so in Europe. And I have a flight of 32 hours ahead of me. And seeing how I'm very inexperienced in long distance flights, I am worried about jet lag. I have no experience with jet lag whatsoever, so I hope I'll be fine. And I also hope I will enjoy this trip. So here I'm putting down these towels with move objects on, and then I realized that there was actually a filled up towel rack. But it didn't come in the color that I desired, so I just deleted. And here I wanted to find some curtains that fit the windows nicely, but here I'm just using the move objects cheat to get them to the desired height. But you have to move the window because they automatically click or attach to the window if it's too close. But if you move the window first and then you place the curtains on a desired height and then you move the window back into place, it works fine. So yeah, I'm actually getting a bit nervous now. I'm doing fine. I thought I'd be more nervous. But yeah, I don't really have a plan. I'll be going to Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And yeah, I hope it'll be fine. I hope it'll be okay. There's lots to do, so yeah. I hope to meet lots of new people, interesting people. I know the Commonwealth Games are in at the beginning of April in at the Gold Coast, so that might be an exciting time to go as well. I didn't really plan my trip very well because I didn't know the Commonwealth Games were taking place at the Gold Coast. But you know, it's the way it is, and I will have to make the most out of it and see how it goes. So just working on the hallway now and adding some more clutter objects. The coat rack and the nice flower pot, and then I think I also put down a rug. They usually just fill up the space quite nicely, even if you haven't too much furniture around. And then the upstairs will be a study area for your sim. There's a desk and a computer and a bookshelf too, I believe. At least it'll be sunny in Australia. Although when I arrive on Wednesday, the forecast says it'll rain. But at the moment, it's winter in Europe, and we're still getting some snow. Which is unlikely for the time of year. So yeah, it'll be nice to have beautiful weather, sunny weather. I'm really excited about that. Although I might not sound very excited, but like I said, I'm actually getting tired. But I want to finish these speed builds, so you guys have something to watch when I'm gone. So here I'm gonna work on the master bedroom and ensuite. Just using a lot of these new beautiful objects from Cats and Dogs. This room is a very classic farm-like room, I guess. But it still looks pretty nice. I think I'd like to stay in that room. It's a very classic feel. And spicing it up with a dash of orange, which works pretty well with the brown tones of the wallpaper and the bed. I apparently wasn't bold enough to use that bright orange carpet, but now I see it again. I kind of wish I did. But the ensuite is in theme with the bathroom, with the bedroom. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, just finishing up the bathroom here. Putting down some blinds, and then we'll go to the kids' bedroom. And here I first wanted to use these curtains, but then I used the same blinds that I used downstairs in the kitchen as well, I think. Yeah, that is indeed what I do. And then adding a little toy chest. And some nice paintings against the wall. Oh yes, here I'm adding a desk so the kid can study, and then a backpack as well, and some toys so the kid can actually play with the toys, although it has a toy chest as well, so I guess it has enough toys, he or she. Although it looks a bit more, looks a bit like a boy's room, I guess. So I guess it should be a he. But you can always change the color scheme a little bit if you wanted to. And here I realized that these windows are actually up too high compared to the rest of the build. So I had to change the height of the windows, and then I had to change the height of the curtains again as well. So use the move objects on and moving around the windows so I could place down the curtains to the correct height. And this room is like a spare bedroom, a guest bedroom, I guess, but it could also be like a teenager bedroom as well, because it has this purple. It could be like the teenage girl's bedroom, I guess. It's very purple. A color I usually wouldn't go for, but I think it worked. It worked out quite nicely. I do like the color scheme of the bed, and that was my main go-to to recreate all the colors of the bed. It has these yellowish and purple colors in the sheets. So that is why I went for this yellow and purple color scheme overall. And it works out quite well in my opinion. So once we're finished with this build, we will go into the screenshots. It shouldn't take too long anymore. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content in the future. And once this video is uploaded, I'll probably get home soon and upload more content quickly, I hope. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and I wish you an amazing day. Goodbye!